Hey there, it's Dr. David Morris with Magnolia Medical Center. Hope you're doing well tonight. So I'm going to give it a second or two for some people to get on and start watching this. You guys see, where is it right there? This is my little daughter's decoration. Just can't figure out which way to move my finger. Right there. My daughter's little decoration there. So listen, we're going to talk about the flu here for a second. Uh, let's We're not going to talk too much about the flu shot or anything like that. I generally would say I don't think people should get the flu shot. Lots of reasons why, but that's not what this discussion is about. Maybe I should do another one of those. But here's the deal. The flu is not a season, okay? You have winter, spring, summer, fall. Those are the seasons. The flu is not a season. So what does that mean? Why do more people get sick at this time of year? Why is it that this is the time of year where everybody says, oh, I'm getting the flu? It has nothing, absolutely zero, to do with viruses. Zero, folks, zero has nothing to do with viruses, okay? The viruses are with us all the time. They're on everything we touch. They're in our body already. They're in the air. I know some of you might be germaphobes, like, oh, this, no, don't tell me that, but you are exposed to bacteria and viruses all the time. So if you are worried about getting the flu, you need to handle the things that lower your resistance. That is the only reason somebody gets sick with the flu, is low resistance, right? That is the only reason. And I'll state that again. It's the only reason that somebody gets sick is low resistance. So what does that low resistance come from? So I'm looking outside. There's a window right in front of me here. It is pitch black outside, and it is 10 after 6. It's been that way since 4:30. So when the sun gets low in the sky this time of year and we don't have as much sunlight, we don't get as much vitamin D. Your immune system is highly dependent on vitamin D, all right? We live here in Tennessee. I don't know where you all are from if you're watching this, but live here in Tennessee, which means July and August are really the only 2 months out of the year where the sun is high enough in the sky where the rays will get through the atmosphere well enough to actually stimulate vitamin D production in our skin at any levels that are significant enough to make a difference in our health, which means people that live in Tennessee and in North America, if they don't live down in Miami, most people are going to be vitamin D deficient unless you're taking a supplement. Now, at this time of year, it's even more so. It's cold outside, so we're not going outside and getting the sun rays anyway. And the sun isn't out as much, and it's not high enough in the sky to produce vitamin D in the skin at significant levels. So you've got to supplement with vitamin D. How much vitamin D? Take your body weight in pounds, all right? Some of you might be watching this from other countries where you do kilograms and things like that, but in the States here, we're backwards, and we still go with the old U.S. standards. We believe we're right with that, by the way. You're not going to change our minds. So you take your body weight in pounds and multiply that by 35, okay? And that's going to give you about the amount of vitamin D3 international units you should have on a daily basis. So if you weighed 100 pounds, you would need, on average, 3,500 international units of vitamin D3 on a daily basis, okay? Now, it's hard to find vitamin D3 where it's cost effective to do that, or depending on where you get it from. But you can get vitamin D3 drops that are emulsified, which means they're much more easily absorbed into the body. And where each single drop, one little droplet, like if you had a tear falling down your eye onto the desk here, one little drop can contain 2,000 international units. So you could round that number from 3,500 up to 4,000 by having 2 drops of vitamin D3. If you get a liquid where there's 2,000 units per drop, okay? So and that's very cost effective, by the way, when you get a liquid vitamin D3. So that is one way our resistance is lowered, is because we simply don't have enough vitamin D3. Now, the other way our resistance gets lowered is between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I have had patients just in the last week bring the most delicious looking food, candies, cookies, pies, you name it, into the office. as a thank you for what we do. And we so appreciate the thoughtfulness. But I want you to know, if we ate all that, we would be bombarding our body with sugar. Guess what sugar does? It's going to lower your resistance. It is one of the reasons we get so ill at this time of year, is because we lower resistance by jacking up our sugar levels, because people are bringing this stuff to work. Their friends and family, you're having cookie baking parties. You got Christmas, you got all the stuff. You're just loaded with junk this time of year. So if you don't want to get the flu, stop all the sugar intake. All right. Maybe have a little, maybe not. I mean, I would advise you not to do any of it, but Sharon Lewis, you were quite welcome. So listen, the sugar intake is another reason. Okay. We have a horrible diet this time of year. Don't have a horrible diet. You want to enjoy this time of year. You want to enjoy your time with your family. You want to enjoy Christmas Day. You want to be in bed with some sinus infection or some flu or something like that because of all the junk you ate. I did a survey one time. I asked some patients, I said, do me a favor, count up the exact amount of time. Use your stopwatch on your phone. Count up the exact amount of time you spend enjoying food on a daily basis. And when I said, what I mean is the taste of food. How does it taste? Because it's good, right? You guys, what's your favorite food? You guys post your favorite food down there, the thing that tastes really good to you. And then think about it. How much time actually does that food spend on your taste buds? It's like 11 minutes a day. That's it. And people will sacrifice 23 hours and 49 minutes for 11 minutes of enjoyment. Okay. You can't sacrifice your whole life for 11 minutes of enjoyment of food. So, on my soapbox here a bit, but you gotta get rid of the junk food and eat healthy at this time of year if you want to avoid the flu. It's only lower resistance. It's not the virus. Now, the other thing, one of the biggest things at this time of year is stress. Okay. We're around our families. We're trying to impress people. We have gifts to buy for our people for our loved ones, and we're financially strapped. And our stress levels are through the roof, okay, at this time of year. So that lowers resistance. How does that happen? When we're stressed, we produce more cortisol. Cortisol lowers our white blood cell count. Our white blood cells are our defenses against bacteria and viruses. So if we're stressed, we get a higher level of cortisol, a lower number of white blood cell count, and then we're that much less likely to be able to fight things off because we just don't have the troops to do it. So if your family stresses you out, don't invite them over for dinner, okay? Keep them at arm's length, all right? If it's outside of your budget, no matter how much you care about the other individual, don't buy that thing, okay? I mean, if it makes you feel good to do it, wonderful. If it stresses you out to do it, you're only setting yourself up for more sickness. Flu is not a season, okay? The flu is not a season, and it is not due to a virus, okay? You do not need the flu shot in order to not get sick. You need to keep your resistance up. Get your vitamin D up, okay? Eat right. Don't bombard your body with a bunch of sugar. And by all means, keep your stress level as low as possible. Meditate, do your yoga, go for a long walk. On that vitamin D thing, we don't go outside because it's so cold. People stop exercising too. Exercise boosts your immune system, okay? Find another form of exercise. The gyms right now, you go to the gym, they're a ghost town practically compared to what they'll be in January. People are not exercising right now. It lowers their resistance. So do some exercise. Even if you have to do some high intensity interval training, like some jumping jacks at home, get that body moving, get that blood flow going. The flu is not a season. Okay, so let me know. You guys give me those little likes and stuff. I see a few of those little thumbs up there. Really, really appreciate that. But even more than that, if you can share this with your friends and family, because if you want your family to be healthy over the winter, this is important. You think about your kids coming home from school and they go, man, like half the class is out with some bug or something. I promise you, it's because they are spending less time moving their bodies around. They're not getting as much vitamin D, and they're bombarded with all that junk food. All right, so it is not because they're exposed at all. The bacteria disease, the germ theory has been disproven so many times it's ridiculous. But antibiotics and whatnot, there are certain things that can help fight infection for sure. But it isn't infection. It isn't the bacteria that caused the problem. It's you're resistant to it. Oh, while we're on this subject, Tamiflu. Okay, my God, Tamiflu is so awful, and I can't tell you to take it or not take it by giving you medical advice over the internet. But Tamiflu, do you know Tamiflu will on average, reduce the time spent suffering from the flu by 17 hours. That's it, 17 hours. It is highly toxic. Tamiflu for children, over 50% of children that take Tamiflu will experience side effects, neurological side effects from Tamiflu, okay? So if you get the flu, Tamiflu should not be, and this is my opinion, I'm not giving you medical advice over the internet here, but in my opinion, that Tamiflu should not be part of it. It's only gonna, by study, is only gonna reduce the time spent suffering from the flu by no more than 17 hours. And it has tremendous amounts of side effects. Leave it at the pharmacy. It's extremely expensive anyway. Just don't do it. Just take, the chicken soup, rest, all those things that your mama told you to do or your grandma told you to do to fight the flu. Do those things, but avoid the Tamiflu. Share this. Hit that little share button. Thanks for the comments. Caroline, favorite are fruits, potatoes, and squash. Great. Fruits, potatoes, squash. The potatoes, sweet potatoes, low glycemic index, really thumbs up on the sweet potatoes. The white potatoes, high glycemic index, got to give that the thumbs down if you're going to consume a lot of them during the holiday season. So high glycemic index. Caroline, you're welcome. We appreciate you actually watching. Just hit the share button so other people can see this and get this information and stay healthy through the holidays and the wintertime. Thanks for watching. Dr. Dave Morris with Magnolia Medical. You guys are awesome. Bye now.